This farm-raised salmon is actually this color, but they add color to it to make it look like wild salmon.
When the label for salmon says color added, this doesn't mean that they inject food dye into it. It actually means that these salmons have diets supplemented with a pigment called astaxanthin. Wild salmon is naturally pink because they have a diet rich in astaxanthin. Both of these fish consume astaxanthin in their diet, which gives them their pink color.
All fish is going to accumulate some heavy metals, which is not a good thing, but wild salmon is a much better choice than any Atlantic salmon. All Atlantic salmon is going to be farm-raised, and we know that these chemicals, PCBs, PBDEs, are endocrine disruptors.
The most recent study on the content of PCBs, dioxins, and heavy metals in farmed versus wild-caught salmon finds that the concentrations of dioxins and dioxin-like PCBs, as well as heavy metals, are 3 times higher in wild-caught salmon compared to farm salmon. But likely the most important statement is that all of these are well below the European Union's uniform maximum levels for contaminants in food. If you're eating multiple pounds of salmon a day, you may get some adverse effects. But even then, salmon contains an abundant amount of selenium. And it's very well documented that the higher the selenium content in fish, the more protection it confers against heavy metals. Because selenium can help us bind to heavy metals and safely excrete it, and it also plays a pivotal role in the enzymes required to detoxify heavy metals and other toxins, which is why salmon is considered one of the safest options when it comes to seafood. There's 2 more things I want to mention. Farm salmon have diets that are supplemented with vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and astaxanthin to give them their color, to replicate the diet of a wild salmon as best as possible. Additionally, the idea that these salmon are kept in terrible conditions is simply false. There probably are some places in the world in which salmon is kept in terrible conditions, and these are the places that get videotaped and put on the internet. But for the most part, farmers are extremely intentional at keeping all of their cages clean, giving them enough room to swim and to grow. And people act as if these salmon farms are not regulated. Salmon farms are tightly regulated by the Environmental Protection Agency, and they're likely inspected multiple times per year. Especially the salmon that you find in the extremely expensive grocery stores, such as the grocery store in this video. These stores are extremely selective about where they buy their products from, because of how large this corporation is, how much trouble they can get into if it's found that one of their suppliers is doing things that are unethical, and how many people it would affect if this is the case. You can eat farm salmon, you can eat fresh salmon, it really doesn't matter. Understand that farm salmon will have more calories and a higher fat to protein content, but with this higher fat content comes a greater content of the essential omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. In essence, buy what's affordable and buy what's available. And don't feel scared to buy farm salmon if it's your only option or you simply prefer it. And if you'd like an individualized approach to your nutrition and lifestyle to optimize your health, energy, and body composition, send me a DM to sign up for coaching.